Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, August 22nd, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 548 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Glenn Beck says he raised over $20 million in less than 3 days to help get persecuted Christians out of Afghanistan. Arizona Supreme Court upholds Prop 208, won't allow it to break spending limit. MAGA rep who boasted about defying Pelosi's mask rule gets COVID, but still won't mask up. Tony Blair slams Joe Biden's imbecilic retreat from Afghanistan. Real Housewives star Erica Jane puts death threats on blast. Henri strengthens into a hurricane as it aims for the East Coast, heavy rain and flooding forecast. Kentucky Gov suffers legal defeat in combating COVID surge. Heat pumps worse than gas boilers for warming up homes, admits Energy Secretary. Young boy steer car to safety after dad shot and killed on Texas freeway. Former Afghan President Ashraf Ghani fled country with only the clothes he was wearing, an official says. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Kentucky Supreme Court rules new laws limiting Governor Beshear's emergency powers are valid, WLKY Louisville. Ivermectin in Mississippi, livestock drug is crazy COVID treatment used by some people, state says, The Washington Post. U.S. considers ordering commercial airlines to help in Afghan evacuation, The Wall Street Journal. GM recalls all Chevy Bolts due to fire risk, says owners should park outside and limit charging, CBS News. Gig worker advocacy groups react to court ruling that Prop 22 is unconstitutional, CNN. Mitchell Trubisky returns to Soldier Field, stars for Buffalo Bills in victory over Chicago Bears, ESPN. Packers vs. Jets NFL preseason Week 2 score, latest updates, TV channel, live stream, time, odds, CBSSports.com. Man falls to death during Dead & Company concert at New York City Field, Variety. COVID-19 booster shots in the U.S., 8 important things to know, CNET. U.S. forces in Afghanistan look at alternative evacuation plans as ISIS threatens Kabul airport, NBC News reports, CNBC. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Sha'Carri Richardson places ninth in first race in suspension over drug test. FDA warns against using livestock drug to treat COVID-19. SeaWorld's youngest orca dies suddenly. U.S. administers 1 million vaccine doses for third straight day. Biden cancels trip to Delaware, monitors Afghanistan from D.C. Henri strengthens to hurricane as it bears down on Northeast. Biden sticks by Trump decision to strip wolves of endangered species protections. Florida threatens to yank pay for school boards that don't nix mask mandates. GOP Gov's press secretary gets Twitter suspension for violating abusive behavior rules. Judge, California ride-hailing law is unconstitutional. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Woman's COVID-19 battle changes vaccine stance. Photo surfaces of police chief making hand gesture. Clothes store growing while paying it forward. Fall armyworms destroying Oklahoma lawns. Mother fed up at city ignoring lead paint issues. Lake rescue underway after father falls off tube. Boy steer SUV after father shot while driving. Women's craft group going strong after 40 years. 91-year-old veteran celebrates birthday by going down giant slide. Man wants to help interpreter get family out of Afghanistan. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Fears rise about safety of Afghan airport as U.S. warns Americans to stay away. Desperation as Afghans seek to flee a country retaken by the Taliban. Henri upgraded to hurricane as it takes aim at Long Island. Resistance fighters drive Taliban from 3 districts in the mountains north of Kabul. Tom T. Hall, country music storyteller, is dead at 85. Central Park concert draws thousands to cheer New York's comeback. Sha'Carri Richardson finishes last in 100-meter return. Turmoil was brewing at Times Up long before Cuomo. Citadel to redeem $500 million from Melvin Capital. Hurricane Grace leaves 8 dead in Mexico. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Daughter of exiled Afghan President Ghani strolls in NYC amid chaos. Ryu cruises through 7 innings, Blue Jays beat Tigers 3-0. 20 GOP states push back against Biden gun regulations. Cole whiffs on American League Division Series and pitches streaking Yanks past Twins. Trubisky shines as Bills roll past Bears with 41-15 win. West Virginia AG sues Biden admin over border policy reversal tied to devastating fentanyl flow. Murdaugh double murders, 2019 boat crash survivor feared crossing family of lawyers. Earth, Wind and Fire wants to boogie with Dua Lipa at We Love NYC concert. Rays beat White Sox 8-4, McHugh earns first save. Greece extends border wall amid European fears of Afghan migrant wave. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, August 22nd. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. No holiday for Sleepy Joe, Biden cancels weekend jaunt at home in Delaware. Now it's Dosh and Bex, Jack Grealish gets deal with same fashion label as his childhood sweetheart. Up to 800 migrants land in Kenton record day for crossings. Sadiq Khan is spotted using a cavalcade of cars to drive 4.5 miles to walk his dog. Sarah Vine, how amoral Love Island is taking us back to the dark ages. Half of Britain's favorite apple crops are wiped out by freezing spring weather. Ben Wallace, the American deadline is looming, we have no time to lose to get people out. Left-winger Jess Brammer, who tweeted rants against Brexit and Boris Johnson, is set for BBC role. Defense Secretary Ben Wallace admits fleeing Afghans will have to make own way past Taliban. Davina McCall is turning her menopause into a money-spinning brand by trademarking menopausing. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. With black flags, Sri Lanka Christians protest bombing probe. Amid sharp criticism, Germany stumbles in late efforts to rescue Afghan support staff. Rome's iconic pines, hit hard by a nasty parasite, now face their own pandemic. Hurricane Grace hits Mexico's Gulf Coast, dissipates, 8 dead. Live updates, U.S. evacuations from Afghanistan face new roadblocks as Taliban co-founder arrives in Kabul. Photos, the scene in Afghanistan as the Taliban takes control of Kabul. Is threat forces U.S. changes to evacuations at Kabul airport. Photos, the scene in Haiti in the aftermath of a major earthquake. In Haiti, a brutal reckoning over an all-too-familiar task, rebuilding. Rush of Afghan evacuees to Qatar leaves many crammed in hot hangar, facing an uncertain future. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Tennessee radio host who criticized vaccine efforts dies of COVID-19. Sha'Carri Richardson humbled in 100 Makamo back as Thompson Hera flirts with Flo Jo. Hurricane Henri, Long Island and southern New England brace for impact. U.S. urges Americans to avoid Kabul airport amid security concerns including ISIS threats. Calder fire, crews prepare for high winds that could fan Northern California blaze. Another defeat in Mikel Arteta's Arsenal DNA may not be enough to save his job. Jonathan Wilson. Shane Duffy heads Brighton on way to win over Watford in second place. Vaccine skeptic U.S. Cardinal off ventilator after contracting COVID-19. Ash Barty holds off Kerber fight back to book her place in Cincinnati final. Springsteen and LL Cool J to play New York comeback concert as COVID surges. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. On Real Hive updates, New York declares state of emergency, braces for landfall. Watch, Hurricane Grace slams Mexico with heavy rain. Floyd Reese, GM of Titans Super Bowl team, dies at 73. Watch, sinkhole opens in North Carolina after storm. Cardinal Burke off ventilator, still hospitalized with COVID. Vatican punishes Polish Archbishop for sex abuse negligence. Miami Beach suspends law used against people filming police. Russian police detain journalists who back media freedom. Southern Democrats aim to export Georgia's 2020 success. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Hurricane Henri, U.S. East Coast warned of significant damage. Afghanistan, U.S. tells citizens to avoid Kabul airport. Nigeria's royal wedding, private jets, glitz and glamour. COVID, Australian police clash with anti-lockdown protesters. Greece erects fence at Turkey border amid warnings of Afghan migrant surge. R. Kelly aide says he paid bribes for singer to marry Aaliyah. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Cassette tapes, reunion shows and lots of denim, there's a reason retro trends are back. De Blasio declares emergency in NYC ahead of storm. Multiple people missing amid catastrophic flooding in Tennessee, North Carolina. Hurricane Henri on track to hit Northeast, Cuomo declares state of emergency for NYC, Long Island. U.S. security threats slowing Kabul evacuations. Hurricane Henri moves toward the U.S. Northeast. Far too late, Colorado governor reasons 1,864 order to kill Native Americans. Cuomo urges New Yorkers to heed storm warnings. Puerto Rico has some of the best COVID-19 vaccination rates in the U.S. Here's how the island did it. Candyman returns to screens. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Light rain, cool temperatures across LA County, heavy surf advisory remains in effect. Calder fire near burns dozens more structures with another difficult day on tap. Ventura County enacts indoor mask order as hospitalizations jump. For many Afghan refugees, the struggles don't end when they reach U.S. soil. As California burns, some ecologists say it's time to rethink forest management. How Trump-hating California got a slate of recall candidates who supported Trump. Ex-Angels employee charged in Tyler Skaggs' death supplied other MLB players with drugs, feds say. Suspects arrested in security breach that prompted John Wayne Airport evacuation. Larry Elder draws fire for N-word comedy clip. Compton residents call on city councilman accused of election fraud and bribery to resign. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. You are not a cow. FDA begs Americans to stop taking drug meant for livestock as COVID-19 remedy. Women's group calls for unconditional asylum in France for Afghan women. 14 arrested in India for social media posts supporting Taliban. Italy's president says getting COVID-19 vaccine a duty. Sri Lanka bans drunk driving of elephants in new protection law. Biden administration may compel commercial U.S. airlines to help transport Afghan evacuees. Trove of Nazi artifacts found stashed in wall of German house. Smart news. Bolivia's jailed former President Janine Áñez attempted to take her own life in prison on Saturday, her lawyer said, a day after prosecutors charged her with genocide over the 2019 deaths of protesters. Australia denies visas to Afghans who helped guard embassy in Kabul. Armed Afghans reclaim 3 districts from Taliban. Sydney anti-lockdown protest organizer jailed for at least 3 months. According to police, Calaf was involved in planning an unauthorized rally in Sydney for this weekend. Greta Thunberg says claims that UK is a climate leader are a lie as UNICEF report finds 1 billion children at high risk from climate impacts. Whopping 94% of adults in England have COVID-19 antibodies. Raging Delta variant takes its toll as Philippines runs out of nurses. U.S. forces in Afghanistan look at alternative evacuation plans as ISIS threatens Kabul airport, NBC News reports. The next headlines are from Forbes. WWE SummerSlam 2021, Goldberg's creative direction needs to change following loss to Bobby Lashley. WWE SummerSlam 2021 results, winners, news and notes on from Allegiant Stadium PPV. WWE SummerSlam 2021 results, Brock Lesnar returns, Reigns beats Cena. WWE SummerSlam 2021 results, Allegiant Stadium loudly boos Goldberg as Bobby Lashley wins. WWE SummerSlam 2021 results, Edge uses Brood entrance, submits Seth Rollins. 7 months in, Biden uncertainty on China policy is hurting American business. WWE SummerSlam 2021 results, Becky Lynch returns following pregnancy, a timeline. WWE SummerSlam 2021 results, Becky Lynch returns, squashes Bianca Belair. How Notre Dame football is preparing its players for nil. 7 days under the Taliban, photos of Kabul under its new rulers. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,726,467,469 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Norway's motion blur drills down on Netflix titles Troll and Postmortem and Espen Sandberg projects exclusive. Youth culture, coming of age explored by Nordic talents of tomorrow at Haugesund. Ninja Baby, The Painter and the Thief top Norway's 2021 Amanda Awards. Dawn Everly, who set the standard for pop harmony as half of the Everly Brothers, dies at 84. We Love NYC concert cancelled at halfway point due to lightning threat. Nick Davatz's cable pioneer who launched A&E Network and History Channel, dies at 79. Toma Review, a wistful tribute to a Yugoslav musical legend. Vivo, The Mitchells vs. the Machines filmmakers added to View Conference's roster of speakers. Man falls to death during Dead & Company concert at New York City Field. Sean Penn doubles down on vaccination request in theaters and on set. I believe it should be mandatory. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. They faced racial bias in military discipline that can impact national security. This is how the white population is actually changing based on new census data. Facebook's most viewed article in early 2021 raised doubt about COVID vaccine. At least 8 killed and dozens missing in Tennessee flooding. Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife are hospitalized for COVID-19. Country singer Tom T. Hall, writer of Harper Valley PTA, dies at 85. NASA wants to return to the moon by 2024, but the spacesuits won't be ready. Hurricane Henri heads north, prompting evacuations and warnings about power outages. Liz Schuler becomes the first woman to lead the AFL-CIO. Florida gives schools 48 hours to do away with their mask mandates, or lose funding. The following headlines are from The Week. Vaccinated only need apply. The Biden advice Afghanistan's Ghani reportedly didn't take. Vietnam vet, evacuee says Kabul withdrawal makes Saigon seem as orderly as audience exiting an opera. Henri officially hurricane as it heads toward northeast. U.S. allies likely experiencing whiplash amid chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal, foreign policy analyst says. U.S. Embassy warns Americans against traveling to Kabul airport barring individual instructions. 6 homes for golf enthusiasts. American media cannot quit the forever war. She seeks submission from business giants. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Astronomy Jargon 101, Standard Candles. The Milky Way broke one of its arms. These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, August 22nd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Voyager 2 confirms Neptune's rings visited 8 in 1989. Sun Regulus in conjunction August 23rd. Mercury from Southern Hemisphere, now through September. A-74 iceberg near collision with Brund ice shelf. The next news is from Politico. NATO ministers float Kabul extension for Afghanistan evacuations. EU to boost Afghan humanitarian aid, press G7 on refugee resettlement. Just watching with horror, a photographer in Afghanistan on the eve of collapse. Adult content creators in the lurch as OnlyFans bans porn. Kentucky governor suffers legal defeat in combating COVID surge. Cuomo prepares for a hurricane in his administration's final hours. Biden briefed on Kabul situation, ISIS threat. Coastal evacuations urged as Hurricane Henri heads north. AP urges DeSantis to end bullying aimed at reporter. Minnesota GOP in ruins after shocking scandal. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. As it happened, NSW records 830 new local cases, 3 deaths, Victoria records 65 new local cases. Blues leaders set to answer culture questions as Lion hits back. We've also won 16 premierships, Rudin embraces quest for breakthrough. Crows end tough year with win over Roos. COVID set to take shine off Franklin's 1,000th goal celebrations. 0 chances of it arriving on time, retailers issue Christmas warning as perfect storm ignites delays. $7 owed $1 million as home shopping channel goes into administration. 4 points, the most captivating final round of the AFL era, Demon Hearts beat True, Dockers shocker. NRL wants jabs in arms before players leave Queensland. Giants, Swift's cop $1 million COVID hit, reveals NSW CEO. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. NerdWallet, my friends all have more money than me, how do I keep up? Project Syndicate, after spending trillions of dollars on wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria and Libya, the US has nothing to show for its efforts but blood in the sand. Next Avenue, the twists, turns and myths of applying for Medicare, how we navigated the enrollment road. Living with climate change, Colorado river shortage should push homeowners everywhere to be smarter about water, here's how. Outside the box, retailers' future still includes the store, and both Children's Place and Wayfair don't understand that. The conversation, health insurers cannot charge higher premiums to those who don't get a COVID-19 vaccine, but those people still could wind up paying more. Deep dive, Wall Street ignores these orphan stocks, but they've beaten the S&P 500 over 20 years. MarketWatch first take, Nvidia's ARM acquisition is stalled, and there's a deadline with more than $1 billion at stake. NerdWallet, the worst ways to raise cash in a pinch. Living with climate change, think your house is fully insured against hurricane damage? Beware of these policy loopholes. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Hail Peter Corby, the trouser press king, yet another British gadget genius, The Times. One man's quest to get an AI machine a patent gathers momentum, Bloomberg. Animation's Patent Shelter is the first AI platform to bring inventors and investors together for IPR protection and successful monetization, Yahoo India News. Rocket range will shatter our peaceful lives, The Advertiser. QU's environment encourages invention and innovation, The Peninsula Coder. The next headlines are from Quartz. Nigerian founder fears TikTok's new megastar, gaming investment. Experts are terrible at predicting the falling cost of clean energy. Why is OnlyFans letting payment companies lure it away from porn? Booster shots will decrease breakthrough infections for the immunocompromised. Weekend brief, funding the Taliban's Afghanistan. The following headlines are from TechDirt. This week in TechDirt history, August 15-21. Edvard Eriksson estate goes after another Danish city for having a mermaid statue. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Gervonta Davis. Raksha Bandhan 2021. Carolina Panthers. UFC Fight Night. Man City vs Norwich City. Steelers. Jesse Jackson. Buffalo Bills. Journey. Zach Wilson. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. China considers making US-listed companies hand over data control to third-party firms, reports. Western activists still blame Putin for turning his back on liberal dreams for Russia, but their promises led to nothing but chaos. Shallow form hands Tuchel Chelsea boss's potential transfer headache. I need to relax and make a decision. Manny Pacquiao unsure of future as boxing legend beaten by Yordenis Ugas in ring comeback. In the line of fire, Harrison's disgust and bullying claims around Osaka offer lessons for the media and athletes on boundaries. Conscientious Twitter mob celebrates after conservative talk show host and vaccine skeptic dies from severe COVID-19 infection. Coal prices skyrocket amid rising demand and soaring gas prices. They cannot arrest us all, horse-mounted protesters steal the show at Australian anti-lockdown rally, video. Two Chinese companies to merge and form world's third largest steel producer. Australian PM vows to keep lockdowns until 70% of population is vaccinated as more protesters hit streets despite police crackdown. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. The dollar's debt trap. Fed's Jackson Hole meeting takes place in the country's wealthiest county. Assange described a decade ago how endless Afghan war was engineered by transnational security elite. School board recall attempts surge in 2021 amid COVID closures and CRT fears. Snyder, what is America going to look like if this continues? Coast Guard declares port conditions Zulu across southeast New England ahead of hurricane. LA Times dubs CA recall frontrunner Larry Elder the black face of white supremacy. Pentagon confirms Americans have been beaten in Afghanistan. Beware an instability cascade, one bank warns that stocks are about to hit record fragility. After 4 years of trying to throw out Trump, it may actually be Biden who doesn't finish his first term. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Caught in the crossfire, Ethiopian minority flees to Sudan. Taliban leader Abdul Kafarbaki speaks about group's future. Taliban retakes power, but it faces mounting challenges ahead. Europe fears Afghan refugee crisis after Taliban takeover. Ex-UK PM Blair slams American abandonment of Afghanistan. Civil rights leader Jesse Jackson hospitalized with COVID-19. Australian PM defends lockdown strategy as daily cases hit record. Jordan Suggs beats Manny Pacquiao by unanimous decision. Deadly chaos continues at Kabul airport, Live News. Gaza border clashes wound 41 Palestinians. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive, Jay Collins, Green Beret veteran wounded in Afghanistan, calls Biden's withdrawal heartbreaking. CENTCOM, we are taking all necessary actions to secure Americans' safe movement to Kabul airport. Total calamity, Biden may activate the Civil Reserve Air Fleet. Donald Trump, countries emptying their prisons into U.S. thanks to Biden's open border. Chuck Schumer dances with Stephen Colbert while Americans, allies are stranded in Afghanistan. Exclusive, Army veteran Alex Skarladis, Americans trapped behind enemy lines because of Biden's colossal withdrawal failure. Hurricane Henri silences New York City star-studded COVID comeback concert. Exclusive Eric Van Orden, officials involved in Afghanistan withdrawal needs to resign immediately. Donald Trump, pathetic Joe Biden makes Jimmy Carter look great. Donald Trump, Vietnam looks like masterclass in strategy compared to Joe Biden's catastrophe in Afghanistan. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Americans want to use less plastic and they hoard containers rather than tossing, poll shows. Man spots his dog on television that was missing for 2 years, he knew that infamous underbite. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Breathing with this device for 5 minutes may lower blood pressure as much as exercise or drugs, study. San Francisco Airport protects endangered species until it boasts more of them than any place on Earth. Police dog trained to find weapons aces special assignment of finding lost diamond ring on a sandy beach. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, August 22nd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Convicted child molester Grandpa Gary detained for breach of prohibition order in Richmond. Kenya holds biggest ever animal census. Taiwan bans import of pit bulls over safety concerns. A restraining order has been issued in the continuing drama around McDonald's ice cream machines. Why the alligator trainer who was attacked says she still loves Darth Gator. California man scared by bear in dumpster trips and falls, now he's suing the Nevada condominium. TikTok doctor explains why sneakers filled with human feet keep washing up on beaches in the Pacific Northwest. Pacquiao eyes Philippine presidency as he fights for boxing crown. Boxing news. Baby teeth collected 6 decades ago will reveal the damage to Americans' health caused by U.S. nuclear weapons tests. Coyote wanders into Los Angeles classroom. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Ignore what you've heard. Techies make great CEOs. Protect your passwords with this management system and form filler. How a simple crystal could help pave the way to full-scale quantum computing. AI can now identify footprints, but forensic experts won't get fired just yet. Someone ported Super Mario 64 to play in a browser, again. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, August 22nd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Corner Canyon storms past east, 42-7, for 42nd consecutive victory. 70 miles per hour winds, heavy thunderstorms hit northern Utah. Masks will be required at Summit County elementary schools if student populations reach a 2% COVID-19 positivity rate. Bayou to name starting quarterback by Wednesday at the latest. Syracuse uses tough defense to beat Brighton, 31-7. Charlie Brewer vs. Cam Rising comes to a head as a decision from Utah's Kyle Whittingham is imminent. Amber Alert issued for man believed to have abducted 2 boys in Utah. Activists float balloons in Little Cottonwood Canyon to show what a gondola would do to the view. Man accused of kidnapping 2 boys in Utah is arrested in Nevada, boys reported safe. Damian Lillard pleases the Ogden crowd by playing all 40 minutes in alumni game. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Will Isaac Asimov's Foundation survive its transformation into a streaming series? Facebook relents, releases report that makes them look bad. Slackware 15.0 RC1 released. Linux distros are so much better than they were 30 years ago. Moderna will start its first human trials of mRNA vaccine for HIV. Microsoft-owned Bethesda releases new enhanced version of Quake 1. A new volcanic island has appeared near Japan. 2G and 3G networks are shutting down. Should you consider 5G for it? No service bug hits some iOS 14.7.1 users after updating their iPhones. New report suggests a different Chinese government cover-up on COVID-19 origins. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Funeral held for 5 children who died in Metro East apartment fire. Cardinal Raymond Burke is taken off ventilator, returns to hospital room from intensive care unit. Car vaults off tow truck flatbed, worker dies after being struck on I-70. Warrenton woman dies, child seriously injured in single vehicle car crash. Brewery collectors congregate in St. Louis for 50th CA invention. Child care centers low on staff as waitlists grow for children. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. El Cajon car crash victim had a whole future ahead of him, friend says. Bicyclist struck, killed on SR-78 in Escondido. San Francisco man dies while hiking in Death Valley. French fire, 12,037 acres burned, 5% containment, evacuation orders in effect. How to prove COVID-19 vaccination status in California. Petco Park's payment processing system experiences outage during game. Child tax credit, IRS unveils new feature to help avoid mailing delays. Mayor's office hosts back-to-school event to help families in need. Reverend Jesse Jackson, wife Jacqueline hospitalized for COVID. San Diego County reports 1,498 new COVID-19 cases, rise in hospitalizations. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Marine Corps robotic launcher becomes global sensation. U.S. Navy awards contract to Austal to modernize East Coast-based littoral combat ships. U.S. Air Force takes next step with new, low-cost Skyborg combat drones. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Drivers react after judge rules Prop 22 gig workers law is unconstitutional. First responders warn residents to be prepared as wildfires burn across CA. 1 injured in Santa Rosa shooting. Winds threaten to fan destructive California wildfire. Video, mountain lion roams through backyard of Pacifica home. Marin County offers third COVID vaccine to immunocompromised. 13-year-old struck by car in Redwood City. At least 8 killed in Tennessee flash floods, dozens missing. Ivermectin, horse deworming tablets dangerous for humans and not approved COVID-19 treatment. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Crimean tatars bemoan their plight as Ukraine hosts summit. Evaldi expected to start for Boston against Texas. Mats expected to start for the Blue Jays against the Tigers. Scherzer helps Dodgers beat Met 4-3 for 9th straight win. Customers, co-workers pay tribute to longtime Libertyville mail carrier. Geneva preschool partially shut down due to COVID-19 cases. Jesse Jackson, wife Jacqueline hospitalized for COVID-19. Renowned Chicago investigative reporter Bill Rectenwell dies at 79. All-night flea market a big hit with insomniacs at DuPage County Fairgrounds. Suburban Skyview, overlooking the Fort Sheridan Cemetery. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Got these, 24 must-have items every Seattleite needs to survive in the Emerald City. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclone Henri 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 1.377 million. Green alert for tropical cyclone Henri 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.8 m, depth 11 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands August 22, 2021, 0:45 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Burkina Faso, Benin, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Ghana, Niger, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, August 22nd in the Greenwich Mean Time time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Hurricane Henri approaches New England, new spot to watch in the tropics. Off-duty officer killed in shooting at Galleria area restaurant, suspects still on the run, HPD says. Officials warn against using livestock deworming drug ivermectin to prevent COVID. Reese Witherspoon, Jim Toth to executive produce star-studded stand-up to cancer telecast. Alan West, GOP candidate for governor, calls wife's DWI arrest in Dallas insidious. Man barricades himself in home with 4 kids after shooting wife, HPD says. Hottest stretch of summer weather before rain returns. Texas entrepreneurs uncork a line of wines without one thing, alcohol. Community leaders help parents escape mask mandates, COVID vaccine rules. Large industrial fire near Hockley prompts evacuations. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Israeli probe into deadly holy site stampede opens hearings. The latest, Afghan woman gives birth on U.S. military flight. The latest, Dutch to donate €10 million for Afghan aid. Henri cuts short Manilow set at NYC virus recovery concert. The latest, UK's Blair calls US Afghan departure tragic. Berlin's new National Gallery reopens after 6-year overhaul. The latest, 7 Afghans killed in chaos at Kabul airport. Romania's LGBT community sees gains, ongoing rights struggle. Greece, forest fire destroys jobs of pine resin collectors. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Update, de Blasio urges New Yorkers to stay indoors during Hurricane Henri. Extra, the odd request Christopher Meloni got in Bushwick, and the reaction that followed. Kathy Hochul to be sworn in as New York's first female governor early Tuesday. NYC public school students who want to play high-risk sports now require to be vaccinated. Grand jury indicts former NYPD officer on charges of murdering friend on Long Island. New Yorkers are exhausted by the pandemic, and that could make them less willing to stay safe. Photos, homecoming week hits Queens with DMC, $2 Howard, and George Clinton. City pledges to change policies investigating sexual misconduct in schools in settlement with students. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. From the field, extinguishing the practice of crop burning. Climate change and hunger in Madagascar, a UN resident coordinator blog. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Parents get coached on how to escape mask and vaccine rules. Winds threaten to fan destructive California wildfire. Congressman Barrymore, wife test positive for COVID-19. Kentucky Supreme Court reins in Governor Beshear's efforts to combat COVID-19. Biden sees dip in support amid new COVID cases, AP NORC poll. Hurricane Henri, what to know as rare cyclone heads north. New Girl Scout cookie flavor will have chocolate lovers drooling. What does splurge mean? What are the black lines on a school bus for? Country singer Tom T. Hall dies, wrote Harper Valley PTA. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Explaining George Jones, a haunted house of a human being. District 9 Feet director Neil Blomkamp on his chilling foray into VR horror and America-inspired District 10. OMG, I want to rent that house, Kokut, Thailand. Lorde and Nicole Kidman take on the cultish wellness industry. The GOP is holding my kids hostage for a 3rd school year. Billionaire Ron Burkle makes another enemy. The baffling mystery of the lost girls of Panama unravels. Afghan women, the Taliban are shooting people in the night and filming it. Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz, the hottest couple of summer 2021. Brooklyn boys sue old partner in Cuomo's firm for abusing them. The next headlines are from the New York Post. New Yorkers descend upon Central Park for We Love NYC homecoming concert. At least 10 killed in Tennessee flash floods, dozens missing. Taliban unit appears to mock iconic U.S. Iwo Jima flag racing photo. 3 Giants issues to watch in preseason game versus Browns. Fatal stampede reported amid Kabul airport mayhem. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden administration backs ending regulations protecting gray wolves. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 10 people dead in Tennessee after heavy flooding. Always aiming high, friends, family, fellow Pauls recall incoming NY Governor Kathy Hochul is determined, folksy, and fierce. Jesse Jackson and wife test positive for COVID-19, hospitalized despite being fully vaccinated. Sha'Carri Richardson finishes last in return, makes a fiery statement. And she's off. Horse escapes racetrack, is caught on highway. Russian police detain journalists participating in press freedom demonstration. Nebraska hospital puts surgeries on back burner amid COVID spike. World's second tallest coaster shut amid probe into incident that left woman hospitalized. New lifeguard, 16, dies off Cape May Beach, he was just doing his job. China adopts 3-child policy amid steep decline in birth rate. The following headlines are from military.com. Pilot of World War II plane killed in crash at Pennsylvania airport. China both worries and hopes as U.S. departs Afghanistan. Vietnam calls on army for food delivery ahead of lockdown. In Kabul, a fearful wait for U.S. to deliver on evacuation vow. For U.S. military leaders, Afghan news strikes personal chord. First Afghanistan evacuees arrive at Ramstein Air Base. Additional charges filed against former Marines in gun plot. A research team hopes to get every sailor to wear a sleep tracker, and they have big plans for the data. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Weekend shootings leave 2 dead, at least 21 wounded as of Saturday night, police say. Reverend Jesse Jackson, wife Jacqueline hospitalized for COVID-19. Illinois Senate Republican leader his breakthrough COVID-19 case a day after GOP day at State Fair. 1 dead, at least 9 wounded in shootings since Friday evening, police say. After decades of allegations, one of R. Kelly's accusers finally testified against him in a criminal courtroom last week, and more are on deck. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Explainer, why it takes months to subdue some wildfires. Henri upgraded to hurricane as it threatens U.S. coast. Hurricane Grace leaves at least 8 dead in Mexico. Diving among ancient ruins where Romans used to party. Grace makes landfall in Mexico as major hurricane. China allows couple's 3rd child amid demographic crisis. Florida mayor urges water limits because of COVID-19 surge. Explosive California wildfires could burn into December. China's Mars rover soldiers on after completing program. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, August 22nd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Tokyo Paralympics press ahead to allow students to attend. Out of pocket, the healthcare number you need to know. Eli Jones fires no-hitter as East Lake wins at Little League World Series. British military, 7 Afghans killed in chaos at Kabul airport. Israel strikes Gaza after violent protests along border. Garrett shines for Rams, but Raiders hold on for 17-16 win. Manny Pacquiao loses to Jordan Suggs by unanimous decision. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Bridge, August 22, 2021. Word Game, August 22, 2021. Horoscopes August 22, 2021, James Corden, put drama aside. Ask Amy, this friendship will never happen, but my mom just won't accept that. Dear Abby, she has invented a terrible childhood, and I know it's a lie. Map, Lake Tahoe campgrounds, trails, resorts closed at least through Labor Day. The latest, India evacuates 168 people on flight from Kabul. Sino companies poised to become Concord Naval Weapons Station's new master developer. Coastal evacuations urged as Hurricane Henri heads north. At least 10 dead and dozens missing in Tennessee floods, officials say. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Trump blasts Afghanistan withdrawal at Alabama rally, Biden's display of gross incompetence. Patagonia boycotts Wyoming ski resort after co-owner hosts fundraiser for Freedom Caucus. Slipknot vocalist Corey Taylor very sick with COVID-19, cancels appearances. At least 8 killed in Tennessee flood, dozens missing. Owen Schroyer, InfoWars host, charged with entering restricted area during Capitol riot. 9 Inch Nails cancels shows over COVID-19 concerns, delays celebratory return to live music. Russian lawyers for Paul Whelan ask Moscow court to let American finish his sentence in U.S. Floyd Ray Roseberry, Capitol bomb threat suspect, hit with WMD, explosives charges. Biden abandons Delaware travel plans for second night amid Afghan chaos. ISIS threatens Kabul airport, embassy warns Americans to stay away. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The international response to the Taliban's ascent will shape Afghan's fate. Anand Gopal and Richard Ojeda on Afghanistan. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 3 shot on same block in North Lawndale hours apart. 1 killed, 4 wounded in East Garfield Park in second mass shooting in about 4 hours. Man killed in back-of-the-yard shooting. You cannot get those lives back, said my brother, who served in Afghanistan. You have to stop the bleeding. Man critically wounded in near West Side shooting. Horoscope for Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. 31 shot, 4 fatally, in Chicago since Friday night. Firefall to Orlando City as road winless streak reaches 19 games. 1 killed, 5 wounded in Calumet Heights mass shooting. Man shot to death in West Garfield Park. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Why Finance Ministry has summoned Infosys CEO. Corona letter, vaccine approvals are speeding up. Having migraine and COVID actually opened my eyes and my heart. Pact to allow Sikhs to visit Kartarpur amid COVID wave. Everything is finished, Afghan MP after arriving in India. PM pays last respects to ex-UP CM Kalyan Singh. This may upset super app plans of Tata, Reliance and others. PAC suspends flight operations to AFG, key points. In pics, man builds garden for cats in memory of dead sister. Google's AirPod rivals, Realme new laptops and other news. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are about world records making news. Why is Arrowhead the world's loudest stadium? Design is only part of the answer, Kansas City Star. Blade jumper M targets own world record at Paralympics, France 24. George McMahon would love to beat soap world record as he approaches 20 years in Fair City, Sunday World. ABQ balloons climb back to Guinness World Record, Albuquerque Journal. Zoya breaks 110 hurdles world record, Midday.com. The quarter-mile electric drag bike world record now stands at 6.74 seconds, Clean Technica. Women motorcyclists seem to break 2 world records 9news.com CUSA. Elaine Thompson-Herah closes in on World 100 record, Athletics Weekly. Thompson-Herah, Ingebrigtsen shine in pre-classics record-setting return to Hayward Field, the Register Guard. Pocono, Alawag Hanover ties world record in Always Be Mickey Invitational, daily racing form. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Henri strengthens to a hurricane as it closes in on New England. Netflix Magic, The Gathering animated series hires Jeff Kline to replace Russell Brothers. Candyman director Nia DaCosta launches the Tell Everyone initiative. Go on a panoramic video tour of Mars with a Curiosity rover. How WandaVision actress Elizabeth Olsen brought Wanda to life. Armor Wars at Disney Plus announces new head writer Yasser Lester. A complete guide to not getting hacked. In a win for gig workers, Uber backed Prop 22 ruled unconstitutional by California judge. No, your Acorns account wasn't hacked, that email was a mistake. A notorious hacker gang claims to be selling data on 70 million AT&T subscribers. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Adrar in Algeria at 117.32 degrees Fahrenheit or 47.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Hydrogen lobbyist quits, slams oil company's false claims about blue hydrogen. On Roblox, kids learn it's hard to earn money making games. Now that machines can learn, can they unlearn? The following headlines are from Raw Story. The Taliban are mega rich, here's where they get the money they use to wage war in Afghanistan. The cancer of political violence has infected the GOP, but it can still be cured. Hurricane Henri expected to bring dangerous storm surge to northeast states, but what is storm surge, anyway? DC Insider, there's a mainstream media bias no one is talking about. Ohio Republicans compete to be the most Trumpian as ex-president looms large over Senate race, analysis. Watch, Mo Brooks booed a Trump rally for telling MAGA crowd to put 2020 behind them. Long-winded Donald Trump offered plenty of red meat for die-hard supporters during 90-minute Alabama campaign rally. Henri upgraded to hurricane as it threatens U.S. coast. Watch Trump explain how a 5-year-old child advised him on military issues in Afghanistan. Trump jokes about Delta variant at Alabama rally feared to be super spreader event. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The airlift from Afghanistan is continuing, amid threats and widespread criticism. CDC Director dings Hannity for false vaccine claim. Capitol riot charges against an InfoWars host could spell trouble for Alex Jones. Gig company's ballot measure was just ruled unconstitutional in California. Scientists blindsided by rain at the summit of Greenland's ice cap. The perils of magical environmental thinking. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Father constructs 40-foot rocket for his UMD-bound daughter Ali Bayer, Bemidji pioneer. Would discovery of aliens affect creator debate, Arkansas Online. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Ancestral psychedelic therapy using ayahuasca, benzinga. Aptonix, APTX, gains 5.43% on strong volume August 20th, equities.com. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, August 22nd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Center for UFO Studies, see UFOs, new digitization project. Senator Barry Goldwater believes aliens are visiting Earth, 1973. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.i8. All rights reserved.